Gentlemen, hello, welcome to another in the series on relocating. This will be covering especially a part 2 of relocating number 3, which talked about relocating for the sole purpose of outplaying a camp, which is what we're going to do here on Prokhorovka. Well, far and salient, but they're effectively the same map. Although, difference being that in... Let's fly over and investigate, shall we? In Far and Salient, this end of the map is remarkably different, because as you can see, this land is a lot... wait, am I getting confused with the... Yeah, on Far and Salient, you can't go up here. However, on Prokhorovka, they've made a way that you can. So, that's an odd difference between the two maps, which not a lot of people are aware of. Now, I don't know why I can't deselect JDEC. There we go. Okay, so relocation to outplay a camp. What inspired me to do this video, other than watching back this game and thinking we did a damn good job there, is the fact that I came to terms with the idea quite a while back that there's only so much talking and theory that I can go through in these kinds of videos, telling you, okay, if the enemy are doing this kind of thing, you should be doing this kind of thing, you should take this attitude, you should do blah blah blah. And there comes a point where you've just got to learn from experience, and hopefully by giving you examples of these kind of games where we do have to do certain maneuvers that involve relocation, hopefully it will give you a good amount of experience, because you can look at these games and you can identify what we did and why we did it. So I get spotted there. Now, me and JDEC have a theory that the E25s are chilling in the bush at E1, so we start to lay down some fire just to dig them out if they are there, or at least maybe score a hit, maybe get them out of that bush, because we're all too well aware that our 1-2 line is full of our tier 8 heavy tanks. I mean, there's a freaking ho-ho there. Ho-ho-ho, bitch. Why? Why? I believe I'm mirroring what myself and JDEC were actually thinking in this game. You can see us just sort of YOLOing about in the middle with not really a clear objective in mind, because we're just mourning for the sake of the better team. But that said, the objective when taking the middle position on Prokhorovka, Far and Salient, is always to shoot up to the hill. So at this point we're always going to be hoping that our team will spot on the hill. But as it happens, our team have taken the 9-0 line without any hassle whatsoever. So, let's think about what we know right now. We know that these E25s are split up here. We know that something's in that bush, judging by where I was spotted earlier, and by the fact that Super Pershing took incoming fire from out there. We know a lot of people are camped there as well. Most likely someone on the railway, maybe a Nash or a Jagdpanzer, maybe even one E25 if they split, or who knows, maybe a freaking Indian Panzer. Maybe the RT's there, but it was mentioned in chat earlier that it was at A2, so okay, fine. So we know where the entirety of the enemy team is. I mean, our team have won the 9-0 line, there's clearly nothing over there, so at this point, this is the first stage of relocation. We know that we're not going to get anywhere by staying where we are. We've got a clear entrance and advantage on the east of the map because our team have won it so eloquently. Well, they met no resistance whatsoever, so both myself and Jade are going to relocate over here to see if it opens up. It gives us some broader horizons of what we can do. We can certainly move further, we can close the distance to the enemy base a lot easier whilst not being shot at from all the people camping on the other side. But that said, that Cromwell's closed the distance to B6 and hasn't spotted anything. So we basically got 14 enemy tanks from E1 to E6 to A6 to A1. In that kind of 500 meter by 500 meter radius, we have 14 enemy tanks. I mean, They did not make the most, even a minuscule effort to take the hill in this game. Just did not care. And so our objective here is just a proxy spot. At this point, judging by the fact that we know where the arty is, our objective is to draw out the game, keep the enemy spotted. We do have an arty in place, so we're getting up vision for him, making sure that he can target these heavies. Because we know if we do what that IS-20 does, that we're just going to die. There's no point in attacking over B6 right now because of these heavies. Our plan, as it stands at the moment, is to proxy spot these heavies to death, and when we do that, that will allow us to use the B6 position to hopefully outspot the guys here and get into these ranges. But right now, trying to sting it over here, it's a good way of getting ourselves killed, both by these heavies themselves and by the fast support that they have. So we're trying to get them killed from a position of safety so that we can use this land later. There you can see the IS-20 just did not get that. And this is the thing about outplaying a camp sometimes. It's almost a game of patience. Now the E-25 on the enemy team has moved to B6 in an attempt to proxy spot our forces so that they will get taken out by his guys shooting long distance. And I know this VK is on low health, so I want to light him up. I told Jadek to poke and see if he can get him. And I'm going to do the same, because if that VK gets spotted, there's not much chance of him being able to survive. And I don't know if you've noticed, the entirety of our team attacking here, all these tanks spotted, and these numbskulls are still just sitting right here. I mean, they're out of the freaking render distance of the... There's an OHO, there's a VK552A. I just, like, these guys are not bad players. You could have fooled me. Jeez, okay. So, continuing the attempts to spot this VK, we do get a sneaky position underneath the tracks, and we get hit by 3 shells, including one from a freaking IS-20. Hello, 0.4 accuracy. Really? Okay, so we know that those guys in the edge there, the OHO and the E-25, are going to get knocked down fairly swiftly by people like us super pushing and pushing in the middle. You saw me look back there, communicating to JDEG that that's... and so I tried to proxy spot these guys. Looked like perhaps a heat shell from the M44 there with 240mm of pen landing on that OHO. And the VK gets lit up as well. I'm thinking he's probably going to get taken out by the forces in the middle as well. And I've done 127 damage. JDEG has not himself done much more. And I believe while we were playing this game, it was pretty damn funny because obviously I look back through the stream highlights. And in the middle of it, I just said to him, you know, sometimes I really hate playing intelligently. And I really do, because in this kind of game it would have been so much more fun, so much more engaging to just YOLO and have some fun and die pointlessly. Yeah, that would have been more enjoyable, but the fact that myself and JDEG are smart sometimes robs us of a certain amount of enjoyment out of the game. Now, I don't know what this E25 was planning, but I'm guessing it wasn't that. So, JDEG is going to relocate to the ridge line at around F3 and get some intel. He's going to see, for one thing, if he gets spotted by the forces at E1. And I myself, with my maxed out view range, I'm going to see if I can get some vision for our team. There's some witty banter going on in chat. And our team could still easily lose this if we weren't careful and just YOLO'd, but with the amount of fast support that I've got here, IS-2, T-29, Pershing, Hellcat, Super Pershing. Vision is king right now. If I spot in this situation, just... and the Archie picked a bad time to fire just when I was poking. And because he fired, we managed to spot him from those bushes. And every time we poke, we're getting more and more vision, and Jeddah himself in that glitch is getting vision, and he has spotted the guy that was spotting from the top bush there. He goes down to Jeddah's spot. And our 1-2 line, the back of it is still home to a VK and an OHO for some reason. But at this point, this is a good tactic for you. If you want more credits and XP, at the end of the game, if you notice a situation like this, where you're ridiculously outnumbered, and YOLOing will get you killed, but you have a ridiculous amount of fire support, go, because those spots are worth so much. If you're the first one to go in there and get those spots, the fire support that you're going to see will just be amazing, which is exactly what you're going to see here. I'm going to crest here and just say, oh, please, enemy team, shoot at me. It will be frankly hilarious. And a couple of poor fools decide that that's a very, very good idea. And then they are taught by our scholars on our team that it probably wasn't such a good idea. And at this point, it's fairly simple. Just knock the menace down, and all of them go down in the space of just a couple of seconds. And so, patience was basically what afforded us to win that game. We knew that we had an advantage in terms of the Archie. We knew that the enemy Archie was located at A2, so while we were proxy spotting those heavies in the middle, we knew the enemy Archie couldn't shoot at us, but our Archie had shots all over them, which cost them quite a lot of health as well. And obviously, not being reckless, not being stupid, we knew that we had time on the clock to spare, so we just wore those heavies down, we got them out, and then we did exactly what we planned to do, which was use that position, go over the middle without having to worry about these heavies, and dig out the rest of them slowly with fire support from our team. So it was a very, very nice game to watch, and it may interest you to know that I myself got 3,000 spotting damage in this game, and Jeddah got an additional 3,000. Just to give you an idea of the kind of impact we made with our plays there. Sometimes it's not fun to play well, but it is the right play. If we died, would our team still have won it? Yeah, probably, but that's not the point. The point is that our maneuver won it better, and it won it quicker. So, GG, and, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure having you, and, until next time, farewell. What? What? How is that a thing? No, I can focus on my gameplay. Headache! I will...
Violated number 1 rule.
Oh, there he is.
He's camping.
Get him.